Hey guys, before I get started, I just wanted to show you something that I've started over on my Instagram, and that is my stories. So I've started this thing that I'm calling 3 Pip Tips, and basically it's like 45-second tutorials, 45 seconds and less tutorials. I'm going to try and do it as many days as I can. It's quite a lot of effort to do for what it is, and then obviously it disappears. I'd love it if you check it out. Links are down below. Right, let's get into the actual episode. As you guys probably know, I live in Manchester, and Manchester has this great sort of indie design culture. I think there's a lot of places in the world have it now, but Manchester's kind of been there for a long time. The music scene obviously is one of the huge sort of exports from that. So it wasn't a surprise to find that there's a series of design events going on over the last couple of weeks, and so some friends of mine were on a panel for one the other night. I went along. It was a fantastic event. I'll put some details about it below. What I wanted to talk about today, though, there's 2 things I wanted to address, and I'll get into them after I show you a little bit from this design event. The space was awesome. Let's go.
Design to us is kind of strange because it just changes constantly. We have no.
We try and be as creative as possible, and the way we decorate our stuff is kind of true to what's inside, or as natural as possible. So we don't use any almond oil or sugar. So it's always a really nice challenge.
I like to make it difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
There's kind of ergonomics about it, especially with similar furniture and things, like how you sit in something or how you kind of sleep in a bed and that kind of stuff. And I think actually architecture for me is kind of coming up as like a similarity. So
I would quite like to put some hairdressers. I think that the style of chairs.
That's alright.
Thanks, man. I'd like to sort of maybe design some chairs, some styles with some kind of amazing haircuts. I think they would both sit extremely well together with the sort of contours of the chairs.
Where you see design thinking, well, design thinking exists.
To build sofas to get them out there as quickly as possible, and then they're being used for 5 years, whatever the time span may be, and being chucked in the skip. With my industry and my skills that I kind of bring forward is that we're taking an old frame from maybe the 30s, 40s, 50s and rebuilding that. So we're kind of deconstructing that item and bringing it back to life.
Orientating everybody as to why we were in the room, the reason you got appointed for the job. In some respects, psychotherapy, where you have to, make them come to terms with that and understand that you are there to bring value. Really, we kind of challenge and provoke, and I think clientele and the work that we're most proud of is very much evidenced through clients that are totally and thoroughly on board with what they're paying for.
So failure isn't always something to be scared of now, whereas before it really was quite scary because someone was always going to tell me off. But that was just as true.
But no, that's it. The more you fail, the more you learn. No one goes through anything without failing, at least a little bit.
So yeah, as I said, the space was awesome. We had a great time. There was this kind of like communal thing at the end where we all had to split off into 3 and basically design something based around what had been talked about. So really interesting event. But the other things that I wanted to get into were this. So this is the reason why I've not had a video in the last month. Basically, I went to Budapest. I had 2 days planned out for shooting. I shot a full card and a little bit. and the card is corrupted in such a way that I cannot reclaim any data. I've tried every method that I can find. I've asked for advice on it, and from some people who are a lot smarter than me, and nothing. So that was supposed to be a video, another travel video, how to sort of, how to get better at travel photography, basically. And following me along with it, because I'm not particularly good at it myself, but I know some things that I thought would be good to get across. Unfortunately, I have no footage to go with it, so all photos, really. So that's shit. And the other thing was, I feel like Adobe's new release is kind of confusing people. It confused me. I thought, I wonder what this Lightroom Classic thing is. Should I try it out? No, I'll not download that one. I'll download Lightroom. It turns out Lightroom CC is basically the desktop portal to Lightroom Mobile, and is pretty much useless. Maybe it's one of the things that give it 3 years or 2 years or even maybe a year that will make a lot of sense. But for the moment, as someone who doesn't really use Lightroom Mobile, very much like use ViscoCam. It's got like 3 settings that I use the most. It's got a couple of filters that I quite like to use. I can't recommend ViscoCam highly enough. I got it downloaded at day one, and I bought a load of the packs off there. It's been great. So Lightroom, as I say, there's two different ones now, which is stupid confusing. One I feel like Lightroom CC should be called Lightroom Mobile, and Lightroom Classic should just be called Lightroom, because Lightroom Classic is classic Lightroom, but adding the classic bit to it makes it sound old or something. So to clarify, if you use Lightroom now, you will be using Lightroom Classic. If you use it a lot on your phone and you found it frustrating to deal with the mobile stuff on the standard Lightroom, the way you have to sync that over isn't the easiest, then yeah, you maybe want to use the mobile version, but can't see why you would. It reminds me a lot of iPhoto from about 6 years ago. I'm sure it'll get better. The cloud stuff's better than iPhoto ever was. Yeah, and I'm going to end this video with some drone footage, because obviously that was on a different card. So drone footage from Budapest for you to enjoy. So after disrespecting the new Lightroom CC, I got quite excited because I was having a play about with it, and I thought that it was going to add functionality to this, the Lightroom mobile app, because it seemed like you could load presets onto it and make your own presets on it. Whereas with the mobile app so far, other than like the really janky ways that you can find like loads of tutorials on YouTube for, to like backload stuff, there's not been a way to do that, and I thought they'd fix that, and they haven't. Or if they have, it's not working for me right now.